Hello, Richmond County residents. Celeste Gotell coming to you from the Senior Center Without Walls for Richmond County with the June 7th edition of What's Happening. Activities and events of interest to older adults in Richmond County that you can take part in if you're looking for something to do. So we'll start on Saturday the 7th. The first Saturday of every month at the Royal Canadian Legion in Ayrshot, there's an acoustic music session with Daniel LeBlanc, and that goes from 2 to 4 p.m. So if you're interested in a bit of music, you can perhaps check that out. That evening at the Acadiaville Community Center Hall, they'll be having their annual general meeting, and that's at 7:30 in West Ayrshot. And there's also a spaghetti supper happening at the Petit de Gras Hall from 4 to 6 p.m. It's $15, and that's eat in or take out. On to Sunday morning. And as you know, Sunday mornings are always a great opportunity to go out and have some breakfast and support one of your local organizations. The second Sunday of every month is the Hungry Man's Breakfast at the Discouse Hall in Discouse, and that goes from 8 till 11 a.m. That afternoon, the Almadam Garden Club will be having their regular monthly meeting in Rocky Bay at the community center there. Really great organization. So if you have an interest in gardening, you want to get involved, you might want to check that out and become a member. They'll be having a guest speaker. He's a beekeeper by the name of George Kirkpatrick, and they'll also be bring a plant and then swap one out. That afternoon at River Roots in River Bourgeois, having a free vegan workshop, and that goes from 2 to 4 p.m. Call ahead to register. And that afternoon also, the St. John's Center for Arts will be hosting a spring student recital at 3 p.m. and donations are at the door. So that would be Sunday the 8th, and we're on to the next day, which is the 9th, starting on Monday. Just wanted to acknowledge that June 9th to the 15th is Men's Health Week, International Men's Health Week, and this is an opportunity to kind of focus on some men's health issues. We have a lot of older adults in Richmond County, and we'll be focusing on men's health in our upcoming issue of Better with Age. So check that out. If you're not already receiving a copy, go to our Facebook page and find out how you can register to get your own personal copy. There'll be a Beanbags game at 1 p.m. That's a weekly event, and that's at the Centre Culturel La Picasse in Petit de Gras. That evening, the Dr. Kingston Community Health Center in Lordways will be having their annual general meeting. Presentations start at 6, followed by the meeting at 7 p.m. And that evening, there's also a session at the Acadiaville Community Center that begins at 6 p.m. in West Ayrshot. It's Understanding Dementia, and it's being offered by the Alzheimer's Society of Nova Scotia. That evening also, for those of you that want to check out the Song Circle that's being hosted at the St. George Channel Hall, that begins at 6:30. Doors open at 6. All levels of talent are welcome. It's by donation, and there's a light lunch that's available at that time. That's every second Monday that they have that particular event. On to Tuesday morning, the Jolly Club has a sewing group program at 9 a.m. in Lordways. That goes every Tuesday morning. They'll continue throughout the June, but then they'll take a break for July and August. The River Roots Farm Stand is open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and that's in River Bourgeois. And River Roots also has their Meals with Friends program. They have 2 seatings. One's at 11:30, one's at 12:30. It's by donation. It's in River Bourgeois, and you got to call ahead to register. The Almadam New Horizons Club has their beanbag toss, and that goes from 7 to 9 p.m. And there's a couple of card games that evening as well, 45 card play, one at the St. George Channel Hall at 7:30, and one at the Acadiaville Community Center Hall at 7:30 in West Ayrshot. As you know, we have many morning coffees. Wednesday morning, our regular coffee is at the St. George Channel Hall. That goes from 10 till 12 noon. And then you can also access what's called the Digital Wellness Program offered by Richmond Literacy. Arlene is available at the St. Peter's office from 9 to 4 p.m. And she can provide you with some personal support using your laptop, cell phone, computer, etc., tablet. The Riverdale Seniors Club has their get-together, lunch and games at Low River at 12 noon. And the Fleur-de-Lis Club Seniors Club has line dancing with Debbie Morrison from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Louisdale Parish Hall. On to Thursday morning coffee. You can check out their coffee and conversation at the West Bay Center, and that goes from 10 till 12 noon. Arlene is also available to support folks through the digital wellness program from 9 to 12 noon at the municipal office in Ayrshire. The adult drop-in meets from 1 to 4 p.m. at the St. Peter's Lion Hall. That's a weekly event as well. And the St. John's Center for Arts has another event at 7 p.m. with Jessica Pearson and Eastwind, which is Celtic and Roots. You can get the tickets in advance, $20 or $25 at the door. That evening, there'll also be a card play at the Discus Civic Improvement Hall at 7:30 p.m. on to Friday the 13th. The Almadam New Horizons Club will be having a dance from 8 till 11. Members $12 and non-members are $15. And the St. Louis Catholic Women's League in Louisdale is hosting their second annual baby shower. And that's in support of an organization called One Plane Away, which is a registered charity out of Nunavut that sends baby supplies to babies throughout Nunavut. The cost of living and the cost to purchase items in Nunavut is extremely high. I was involved with that organization for about 18 months, providing support as their executive director on a part-time basis. And I can speak firsthand to the need that's there. They collect items, both new and used clothing. They collect quilts, face cloths, baby supplies like Similac, baby wash, baby diaper cream, baby shoes, all those sorts of things. They get sent to Nunavut, they get repacked, and they're distributed to all 25 fly-in communities throughout Nunavut. You can donate by contacting the Catholic Women's League for details, and you can also donate with a donation. That brings us to Saturday, which kind of brings us to the end of the week. Square Roots, the Discus Civic Improvement Hall from 11 to 1 p.m. You can place your order in advance. Sometimes there are things available as well, but that's access to healthy and affordable produce and seconds that come from farmers throughout Nova Scotia. So if you're interested in that, check them out on Facebook, Square Roots. And then there'll also be another event at the St. John's Center for the Arts. That's 3 in 1 week from 1 to 4 p.m. It's their second annual summer art show and sale. It's called A Visual Journey, and donations at the door. And then there's also a concert series at the Black River Concert Series, it's called, at the Black River Church, Black River Road, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. So lots to do in Richmond County throughout the month of June, and particularly this week of June 8th. Want to thank our friends at the Gotell Community Television for continuing to provide this very important service. It's a very important component of an age-friendly community for people to know what's going on. And want to thank Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care through their age-friendly community funding that is provided a grant for the Seniors Take Action Coalition to begin the Senior Center Without Walls and to bring this calendar to you among a whole host of other programs. So that's all for this week, folks. We'll see you again next week.